Hi and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be covering my family's March debt totals. So let's get started. My family's debt total was $113,097.98. And in the month of March, our family debt total is now $113,816.22, meaning that our debt actually increased by a total of $718.24. So let's talk about it. Previously, in my videos, I only had two debt categories. That was for student loans and then for our car. But now in the month of March, we are including what I'm going to call as a credit card debt when it's actually PayPal. So our student loan debt is still at $98,289.94. So there is zero difference. There hasn't been any additional payments being made to the student loans because currently we are on the save plan and we have a zero monthly payment and we are taking advantage of that. Now for the car, it is a 2017 Honda Odyssey. Last month it was at $14,808.04. Now the balance on that in the month of March is $14,545.87. So there was a difference applied to the balance of $262.17. So we are making progress. However, it is just the normal progress because that is just the monthly payments. I have not been applying extra yet. Finally, let's talk about the PayPal credit. Previously, we had no credit card debt and that was at zero. Now it's at $980.41. So if you haven't paid attention to my social media, which is okay if you don't, but just know that I post way more frequently there than I do making videos on YouTube. I had posted that my stove caught on fire. Yeah, my stove actually legitimately caught on fire. It melted the circuit board and so it was no longer usable. Now, knock on wood, thankfully nobody got hurt, only the stove was damaged. And again, we were home, so that was even better because we were able to handle it. But nonetheless, now we had no stove and my husband loves to cook and we love that he cooks, and so we needed to get a new one, and so we decided to buy a new one. So after some research, we decided to buy a GE stove, and it was a different brand than the other stuff that we have in our house. But the reason why we went with that one was because it had good ratings and also it had physical knobs, so should something break, it should be easier and also cheaper to fix than having like a fancy control panel. If you are interested in looking at the damage, you can go either to Instagram or Facebook. It's all at Detail, and that way you can see some pictures and a picture of it actively on fire too, if that interests you. The stove actually cost $1,180.41. However, we did contact the other stove company and told them about the fire, and they gave us a check for $200. So we actually took that $200 and applied it towards the PayPal credit. Now, could my family have purchased that stove outright? Yeah, technically we could have. We could have just taken money from the various different cushions that we have in our savings, and we could have paid for it in cash, but we decided to take advantage of the fact that PayPal credit offers for 6 months a 0% interest. And so for us, that just made more sense because I don't know if you've noticed, but so far 2024 for us has been kind of busy with curveballs, and so we wanted to make sure that we still had savings for something that potentially we could not get a 0% interest loan on. So what's our game plan? Well, our main focus is paying off the PayPal credit because we have that 0% interest, but it's again only for 6 months, so we want to make sure that we pay it off before the 6 months is up. We're going to continue probably not paying on our student loans just because again we have these 0 monthly payments and we have that until I believe September. Again, my goal was to get under 100,000 and we are under 100,000 now. Another thing that is coming up that we have to consider is that we are planning on having a family vacation, and we do have money saved aside for that, but just in case that there is any extra things, we always have the extra cushion money around. So we want to make sure that we are paying that off before we potentially add more, or perhaps put it again on a 0% interest card. I don't know yet, but we are waiting to see. Another thing that is coming up is that in the month of May, it is our anniversary. So we will have been together for 11 years and married for 7. And so as of right now, we still don't know if we are going to do something celebratory for us because we are also planning in October to go to Vegas for a couple of days. And right now that seems to be the bigger priority than an anniversary. So we are still figuring that out. Now, as a financial coach, I am curious if me talking about actually getting into more debt actually surprised you. So, did it make you feel icky? Did it make you kind of gasp? I did not get upset over it, and I found it kind of funny when I was talking to some other people who were like, wait a minute, you did what? Why didn't you just pay for it in cash? And so I wanted to quickly touch base about that because I think it's an important distinction, and I think it's something that could potentially benefit you. And so I just want to kind of come to terms with some of the things that can happen when you consider taking on debt. So the first thing is I want you to reflect on if it is the word debt that is giving you that icky feeling, or if it is the feelings that you have around the debt that you already possess, or if it's perhaps just the social connotation of debt for the people around you, should they be family members, friends, or perhaps just a coworker who may have made snide comments, rolled their eyes, or did a lot of towards debt, because believe it or not, you often internalize it, and that will affect how you view debt and how you use it. So as a thought experiment, and something that I frequently do, is I try to Marie Kondo my debt, in the sense that I will thank my debt as I pay it and just kind of talk about what opportunity or what good came out of taking debt in the first place. So in this case, we took out $1,180.41 of debt on a new stove. So these are some of the reasons why we thought that was a no-brainer in our case. One is that the stove allows us to cook food. And food is necessary for life and in our family, especially just thinking about like contamination. We eat meat, so you have to cook it in order for it to be stable, with bacteria and whatever. Having a stove is a necessity. Two, it allows us more family bonding time. So one thing that I love about my husband is that he does frequently give the kids opportunities to help him with cooking, and that just fosters, one, the love for cooking, which I do not have, and two, it helps them realize that they are capable of helping, and three, it's just like a family bonding moment that we are lucky to have. Another reason that we are grateful, or that we are thankful of having the ability to get this stove, is the fact that having a stove will allow us to eat out less, and eating out less will hopefully be healthier and also be cost efficient in the long run. And lastly, we are super thankful that we even qualify for 0% financing, and that we, after a few years of not being smart, have been really good at being intentional with our spending, with our saving. And so we consistently now, with a proven track record, at least to ourselves, have been able to make smart money decisions. And so this is just yet another smart money decision. So yeah, hopefully you hearing how we talked through it, how we reflected on it, is easy for you to kind of see how maybe you could do that with some of your own debts. And if you can't, please feel free to comment below or contact me through social media, so that way we can talk it through. I also, in the description down below, have a link where if you are in the United States, I'm more than happy to have a free phone call and we can just chat it out and see if maybe there is something else that I could do to help you. So that's it. That is everything that comes to the Bautista debt. For those of you who are subscribed and watching, thank you for your continued support. As you have noticed, the channel has been growing, and I super appreciate that you have been on this journey with me and helping me spread the word. And just, it's super cool to see that there is a difference being made by posting these types of videos. I do want to challenge you, subscribers, though, if you feel like you are confident to make a video of yourself, even if you post one and it is private, feel free to contact me, send me the link, and I will watch it and cheer you on, because being transparent about money is such a blessing that not a lot of people realize. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this thumbnail and checking me out. Hopefully this type of vibe is something that you enjoy. So my channel is all about personal finance topics. So I will post generally topic breakdowns, taking different personal finance topics and making them more like an FAQ style. But then I do post these videos as well. So once a month I have a video on my own debt. And if you are curious and would like to know more, perhaps maybe about the budgeting side and not just the debt side, let me know, and I'm more than happy to also be transparent about that. So until the next video, I hope you have a great one. Bye.